And that's what we're going to look at right now. And I do want to say one other thing very quickly about team building. We talked about team building just a couple of minutes ago. I want to wrap up with sharing one other thing there with you. And because we're talking about MAP right now, at MAP, I'm going to teach you how to do your own follow-up, how to overcome your own objections, all those things that, again, I consider those to be more advanced consultant skills. So as a new consultant, I don't want you to be overwhelmed with so much to learn that you're not sure where to start, okay? So right now, if you know that you're lacking in some of those basic skills, start with booking, coaching, holding your skincare classes, those aspects of the business. Once those are mastered, then you can move into the lead generating and the overcoming objections and doing your own follow-up from interviews and that type of thing. But the reason that I share with you the DVD and the way to share the marketing now is because I don't want you to have to wait until you're the master to start building your business and seeing that growth. So that's a way for you to still see the results, and basically you're bringing in running buddies. They're going to run along with you to the top, and then you're going to learn while you go. Everybody with me on that? Okay. So conversational booking, the art of people skills. Conversational booking, you may have heard it before by a different name. Conversational booking is also known as what? Warm chatter. Okay? I was terrified of that word forever because I didn't understand it. And because I had such a negative connotation of it in my mind, I had to call it something else to really even be able to have a hope and a prayer of mastering it myself. But the reason that I didn't like it, the reason that I didn't think I liked it and that I didn't want to do it is because I felt, again, like I was stalking people and like I was totally setting myself up for rejection. Until I learned an entirely different approach to this concept, let me tell you what, I was horrible. Now, I did find ways around it, okay, by perfecting my other networking skills. And in fact, until I debuted as a national sales director, I probably had warm chattered maybe 10 people total in my career. Okay, so it is possible to succeed without it. But I shudder now to think back on how many top-notch, totally amazing, dynamic people that slipped right past me because of my own personal insecurities, my own hang-ups, my overall bad attitude, and pretty much just total closed mind toward this one particular concept. So I'm going to share with you today what I learned to master this area. Are you ready? Okay, conversational booking. First of all, this is just as we're doing life. As we're just out and about, whether it's for fun or for business, we're just going to keep our eyes open for sharp, dynamic, engaging looking women that are in our space. Okay? Remember our fishing analogy. You want to catch a certain type of fish, you got to go to a certain type of water and use a certain type of bait. We've now become the right bait. Okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to the right type of water. You're going to go where these types of women that you want. Now, you've identified through your target market. We're going to plant ourselves where these women exist, where the type of women that you want are already doing life. Okay? Let me give you a couple of examples of some of my own friends, some of my own national sales director buddies, what they have taught me in learning this concept. Okay? One of my national sales director friends mastered this arena working at fairs. Tons of different kinds of fairs, bridal fairs, career fairs, health fairs, expos. Okay, whether it's, it could be a hobby expo, it could be a holiday expo. Like there's boating expos, there's home and garden expos. I mean, just all sorts of expos like that. But what they do is these women, these friends of mine, they don't go and get booths and spend the thousands of dollars and stand there and only get to talk to who comes to them. They actually just buy a ticket and go as a participant, and they actually talk to the vendors. They're out looking for this type of person. The vendors a lot of times are a perfect combination of business-minded and bored. So it's a great way to have a captive audience. Okay? Also, too, don't just limit yourself to the vendors. Look also, of course, at the other attendees there, but just be, use your common sense there. Use some discernment in who you're going to talk to, and it's all about the timing there as well, right? So we learn to be engaging and be fun, but be fast. Okay, also, look at coffee shops, restaurants, bookstores. Again, you're just looking for sharp-looking, nice women. But I'm not talking about the retail workers, girls. I'm talking about the patrons, okay? Not because there's anything wrong with the retail workers, but because usually their hours are too crazy. A lot of times, if you're just working with retail workers, you're going to see a lot of postponements, a lot of cancellations because they never know what their hours are going to be from one week to the next. So it's really hard to plan around that. But whatever situation that you find yourself in, find a way just to get into conversation. Okay, again, this is the art of small talk. Okay, so you can, if she's cute, if she's got good hair, if she's got good shoes, if she's got a fun outfit on, just compliment her, on any one of those things, and then just strike up a conversation. Hey, do you work around here? What do you do for a living? Just all that kind of stuff. Okay, but it's back and forth, just an engaging conversation. And then here's the thing. Keep going with the people who respond to you. Don't set yourself up for defeat and sabotage if you're talking to a total snoot. Okay? Hurting people hurt people. So if they just have junk going on, and if they respond negatively to you when you're just being a nice person, that's probably not necessarily where you want to continue the conversation. Everybody with me on that? Okay, so if they're just responding to you positively and they're overall a nice, kind person, just keep going, okay? And that's one of the ways that you can do that is simply by saying, oh my gosh, you're so nice. You don't really even hardly see that much anymore. Guess what happens then? Immediately their body language will change. Everyone likes to be called a nice person. And they certainly don't want to turn around and be snooty after you've just complimented them on being nice, right? So it's a great way to engage them and just to keep the conversation going, okay? So do you work around here? Oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, great. Gosh, you're so nice. I mean, you can just keep that string of back and forth conversation going, okay? But here's something. Know your audience. Pay attention and listen. Listen to your audience. Hear what they're telling you by the words they're not saying. Let me give you an example. If you just ask them what they do for a living, and just simply by their title or their job description, you know that they're already making $80,000, $100,000 a year. They're not going to be impressed with part-time money of $20,000 a year doing part-time sales on the side. Okay? So you have to be aware of that and know that about your audience. Okay? Also, most people only know about the sales side of Mary Kay, but the leadership positions are very, very, very much more under the radar as far as the public impression, the public understanding of the Mary Kay business plan, okay? So usually what happens if you're engaged in small talk with someone, oh, do you live around here? Oh, great, what do you do? What's the next question? They're going to ask you what you do. This is make or break territory right here, okay? Seriously. Don't start with Mary Kay. Okay? I don't care if it's Mary Kay. It's not the Mary Kay name, but it's any time you mention a product, people's walls go up because they think sales. They think you're trying to sell them something. So this has nothing to do with Mary Kay. Right now, all you're trying to do is build rapport. That's all you're doing. Okay? So in this part of the conversation, lead with your background. You want to become relatable. You want to whenever you start to mention your business, you want them to already see that you're not an alien, right? You're not the typical, 1960s door-to-door salesperson that they may have a preconceived notion of whenever they hear a product name. Everybody with me on that? Okay? So if you lead with your business, it gives you something, common ground. It gives you something that you can identify with. So, for example, my own personal story, if I were having this conversation with somebody, say, oh, you know what, I actually have a background in corporate banking. Okay? So that's just whatever it is. Oh, I used to be a teacher. Or, oh, I'm a, interior designer by trade. Or, oh, I'm in the medical profession. Or whatever yours would be. Doesn't matter what it is. Okay? But you just insert blank here.